Everyone is in the right spot. Isn't it lovely? Nice. Nice. We're also live on the side of YouTube, it seems. Let me just double check if this thing gives me the shout out as well. Only question is, can I still? Yeah, I can still go on my Discord. It actually did give the shout out. Man, isn't it amazing? Okay, yo, what's up, guys? Beyond the Arena podcast. Today here with all of the qualifiers from SWC European Cup. And I got a mosquito in my room that's now sitting on my desktop, which I actually kind of want to smash. I did smash my screen, and I did not smash the mosquito. But that's just what it is. Man, this heat is getting me crazy. But guys, welcome. I don't think any of y'all need an introduction. You've been on the podcast before. First of all, congratulations to all of y'all making it this year to the European Cup. Started with SamBSepp, first timer. How do you feel?
Yeah, thank you very much. I feel pretty good about it. Last year I tried as well, but got a little bit short. So this time I'm very happy that I got in.
Good stuff, good stuff. Neff, how are you feeling this year?
Good. Still ill, but besides that, I'm happy to make it.
Good stuff, good stuff. Obabo, happy to be back once again.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. It feels a little bit bad that they nerfed the Dark Sandy just before it.
True, I know that feeling. Like I had it with the lineup before. That makes sense.
Otherwise,
yeah.
it's good.
So
it was a deserved nerf.
True. Like well, same for the Lima, but then again, Lima's gonna get another nerf. I'm pretty sure about that one. She's still like so busted. So, how are we feeling about the matches? Did you feel like convincing wins? How was the preparation? How was stack pre-ban for you guys? Let's start off with stack pre-ban because that's the new thing. SamBSepp, how did you feel about the stack pre-ban?
I really love it. I really love it. It gives so much more strategy to what you can do and what you can potentially cook up, and it makes it so that the matches all are at least very different than just complete repeats.
Yep. Neff, how about you?
I prefer it. So before it was always one game you play your OPLD that gets banned, then it's one without, one game with it. And this way it's like way more diverse. Bigger box gets it's actually a fortune, I would say, like to have a bigger box ruined and stuff. And it also shows like way more units you haven't seen before in these kind of cups.
Yep. Did you guys watch China this morning?
I did, yeah.
The first pick.
About the
Firestark first pick.
About bigger like boxes and more things being showed, and that one was crazy. Absolutely. Obabo, how's your take on the stack pre-ban?
I kind of enjoy playing it, but I think the biggest win is probably for the viewers because without the stack ban, it felt like it was always going to be at least a couple repeats of the matches or like very similar. And now it feels like there's like way more of a difference between the matches, even though they can still be a little bit similar in the beginning.
Yep. Do you also feel like that was a thing that we were thinking at first? Having first pick, is it on your very first match where everything is open? Is that actually a very OP thing, or now after playing it, it's not that bad?
I mean, I think I had second pick both. Actually, Cyber Ninja might have given me first pick when I played, but I think I had second pick versus Neff. Yes. I feel like it didn't matter that much, but usually I prefer first pick, but I don't think that's a stack ban thing though.
I think it was way bigger in pre-ban compared to stack ban.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say so.
Well,
I think it also depends a little bit about what unit is like really OP at the moment.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
now you saw it, especially with Europe preliminaries day 3. Everyone was first picking the Water Monkey, and so everyone picked up an Ethna, and so the Water Monkeys were not that much of a problem anymore. So I don't think it's that big of an issue right now to have a second pick.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes sense. Probably more of an issue if like a unit comes back like a Stark or an Oliver Primetime kind of thing.
Yeah.
Fair. How are you guys feeling on the meta right now? Is it diverse enough? Is it fun enough? Or is it giving you some issues?
I mean,
Well,
I think it's good because I don't think the meta is really like solidified anyways. It feels like everyone is doing their own thing a little bit, and like all the regions are doing their own thing a little bit as well. So I think it will probably settle a bit more for the cups maybe, but we'll see how it ends up.
I feel like it's insane that Shiho, for example, is still so meta dominant after last year, and I don't think did he get even a single nerf? I don't think so, right? So
Nope.
Seeing that unit still being that strong this year feels a bit. I would even say weird, but also at the same time, like with stack ban, it might be necessary.
Yeah, makes sense. I also do feel like Shio is more of a tournament play kind of unit rather than on ladder. And that is one of those units where if it on tournament play because you have a best of 5, it is fine kind of to miss a match because you're not landing your S3 like you prefer you do. But it's the same as using a segment, for example. It feels better on tournament play than on ladder play, in my opinion. What do you guys think about that one?
I can see that, yeah. Only in on ladder there's a little bit less stakes for every loss.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I also prefer them for like tournament play, but I wouldn't say that it's fine to just like miss all your stuff in the middle of a series, because then you're like, oh, that's actually a big deal, especially with stack ban. So I feel like it's actually worse when they miss. It's just that you don't want to like play them on ladder all the time, because then you're gonna be like frustrated so many times every session.
Yep. Yeah, fair
Makes me
point.
remember how my Max X Shiho missed 2 S3s yesterday.
Mm.
I don't think it had any activations even, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the thing. Like, even without the activation, it's still like 85%. With the activation and resistance on max accuracy, it's getting towards like 1 out of 4 is supposed to miss, which is pretty darn bad, actually.
Yes, for sure. For sure. And also I do feel like some units just feel super streaky at the moment. Like one day they work very well, and then the next day they just don't work at all. And I feel that also in the tournament play. Like the monkeys, they didn't work as good day 3, but the Ethnas and the Josephines and the Leilas, they worked all overtime, I feel
Yep.
like.
Yeah, I did feel like pretty much almost every Josephine won against every Shiho pick in day 3. Which is,
I believe so too, yeah.
yeah, that was pretty insane. It was also interesting to see where everyone adapted very well to the Shiho thing, where suddenly everyone had an Ethna rune. But then it's also the big question, are people going to go for the next step, starting to counter Ethnas with maybe a Marsha or something like that?
Megumi first picks.
Masha, I don't even think it's that good versus Ethna usually.
Yeah, you can
Because,
bring it to 50 pretty easy, that's
yeah,
true.
it's pretty easily. Like even with just one crit, you usually put it to 50. It feels like.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
Swift crit rate Masha after you know your opponent is off will.
Yeah.
That's the tech.
That's the tech
I'm gonna
right
keep
there.
a second Masha now.
And then
Okay.
it's Nemesis, and it still goes after.
Or then you miss the defense break and you deal no damage at all.
Speed, crit rate, accuracy, Masha. I can see it.
You still need the damage to kill something, right? Like, keep that part in mind.
Plus wind. I
Plus
can see
wind.
it. I'm manifesting it. Oh god.
So we have
I'm
no
gonna get
multiplier coming in. Plus 20%. So 0 plus 20%, still 0. Doesn't matter. I'm feeling
Oh,
the
God.
vibes. Nice, nice.
I see the vision.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to see more. Well, that was the thing that I was mainly surprised about. I was calling it out for One for All. The man had 60 LDs. I was thinking like, yo, why are you not smacking in a ragdoll? Oh, he has 60 LDs, but no ragdoll. And he was getting eaten alive by that Ethna so bad.
But I was
match.
sure this guy has a rectal or a TL at least. Like, how do you miss both of them?
No, he doesn't have neither. Like, I checked it late, or I checked it like halfway during the cast, and I was like, yo, I do know that he doesn't have a TLN, but I thought he had a ragdoll, but apparently has neither.
Oh, word. That's wild.
I mean, it's a little bit hard to feel sad for him with 60 LDs.
Yeah, that's kind of true. That's kind of true. Well, I think for meta-defining units, I think Shio is definitely at top. How do you guys feel about Megumi after the nerf? Do you still feel like it's one of the most oppressive units out there, or was the nerf good?
I think it's good. I mean, it's still annoying sometimes, but it's like you have way more breathing room now. Like if you actually pay attention, you see like way more like windows where you can actually use your skills without getting cut, which is nice.
I feel like the main issue is still like the S1, S2 cycle. Like with one proc, you have S2 back on the next cut, and that is just so oppressive. I feel like seeing games where the Megumi turn 1 stuns you, then steals a will from the next unit, cuts in again from before the next impact you have, stuns you again, and you're like, ah, great, one unit is just full on winning the game. So it's like if he works, he's insane still, but he's less insane if he's not working that well without the procs, I mean.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't think they will really touch him again. I could see a world where he would be like better in place if he doesn't steal buffs, or maybe one turn extra on the skill 2, but I think at that moment he is just horrible.
Yeah, I would say so as well. If you increase the cooldown, it's the same thing about Josephine. Like Josephine, you would immediately break if you make the cooldown +1.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think some of those necessary evils, as we might call them, calling it a Layla, calling it a Aya, calling it a Megumi, calling it a Juno, we have a lot of those these days. Like back in the day, it was just further high on NA. Hey Gang wasn't even there yet. And then it was Hey Gang added to the table, and now we have 5 more.
How could they miss though the fact that Layla does an S2 and gets a full natural turn? Like, how is that still possible? Like, I get that they nerfed Megumi and a Stark ATB game, which was necessary, but Layla ATB and Haking ATB, how is that getting ignored for so many patches in a row?
True. Well, Hagang is actually not that bad, but the weird thing about Layla, if you go Gianna, Layla into a Hagang, you just Gianna S3 and your Layla moves way faster than any unit would ever do. It's the weird thing, because at some point they nerfed where you could get a maximum amount of bar. Was it added on the Layla as well?
Nope. No, she can just get like 250 ATB, just like that, from 1S2.
The crazy thing is, like, she's next to a Tian Lang, still gets 200% ATB. It doesn't make
Yep.
any sense.
She still cuts everything if she just lands enough debuffs with her S2, and even with the Tianlang on the field, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that thing is really crazy. But as you mentioned, like streaky units, sometimes she does everything, silences, or cleanse blocks on Junos, everything. And then the next day she's like, yo, was I supposed to strip stuff? Like, what am I doing over here? But yeah, I think it's also, except for A to B gain, it's also one of those things. Obabo, you also said it before, they're not really touching units if they're low on win rate. Layla doesn't have like a crazy win rate, so therefore I don't expect it really to be changed. Well, then again, Megumi was the exception, which was low on win rate, and I did change. So they might actually do it, but then again, Megumi was most picked unit in game at that moment, I think.
Yeah, probably. But I think also like nerfing Megumi does hurt Layla a little bit, because that's like one of her best speed leads. But yeah, Layla could probably still use something. But don't think we're gonna see that.
How about
But
a Shio nerf? Because I would still say the best pair on Layla, in my opinion, is still Shiho. Well, maybe Ethna's better, but Shio's more played.
I would say she was definitely better than Ethna, Layla. But I mean,
Yeah.
both are good, right? Because you can just skill 3 and then pop the Layla.
Yep. Well, we have
I
talked
would
about...
mind a Water Monkey nerf, for sure.
Yeah, I think of Water Monkey nerf as well. So next balance patch would be after you guys play, because next balance patch would be assuming we're playing 26th of September for European Cup, I think, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then the balance patch would probably come right after on the Monday, and then there's like about 2-3 weeks for America's Cup and APAC region to adapt to it. How would you guys nerf the Shiho?
I think we've been saying
Obabo.
it. Yeah, I think we've been saying it before, right? Like during other podcasts, like where you up the stun rate slightly on the skill 3, but you make it 1 turn invincibility.
Yep.
That would be way better. Because then you like feel better using him, but you can also just not solo as consistently, which would be huge.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. We haven't seen that much of a Shio solo this year yet, but I do remember last year, I think it was like Ismo and Scribble, and the Shio just soloed like 4 units or something, or nearly soloed 4 units. So, yeah, that's definitely possible still. How would you say is the meta for Stark, win Stark right now? Because he's about 50-ish win rate, but he's still definitely high contested in SWC. Also, I think that's the most contested unit throughout all regions. Maybe Shio still, but I think he's a good second best.
I feel like Europe didn't really play him that much, right? He was only like a few matches.
True.
I think Pinky played
Compared
him?
to like, I played him once or twice, I think.
Yeah, I think
And then you also
Ranka-
played him once, right? Neff, I think.
Did I?
I
don't
think
even
you played it
remember.
versus me, but I could be wrong. Maybe you didn't play it versus me. You played Windstark with Lightfern when I tried to Ganathor you
Oh yeah, true.
that game. Yeah,
That was scary.
yeah.
But that was such a good best of 5. I like that. I feel like that unit is super strong still, but I feel like so if I would speak from experience, like compared to other regions, Europe is like a bit more secluded in terms of less big meta plays and more like comfort picks, like Water Monkey, right? Everybody was using that one, and so maybe maybe for the Europe Cup, the Windstack will be used way more, would be my guess.
I
Yeah,
do
could
think he's in a pretty good spot at the moment. He's still very, very strong for sure, but he's not like oppressively strong. He's not first pickable, he's not spammable, I don't think, at least.
Do you think he's spammable if you have the Dark Stark and the Wind Stark?
I think the Darkstalker is just spammable. But
Yeah.
maybe it makes the Windstark more spammable as well. But like
Yeah.
the Darkstalk is just first pick material and he's still fine. It's basically like a semi-Lamilla S2, but every single turn, or every S2, just without a strip, without anything.
I feel like Windstack is also spammable, but it depends on your comp that you play in ladder. I also feel like he went from basically looking like I don't give a shit about the runes you put on me to I want crit damage badly. I want actual speeds, because I feel like before you could run him on crit rate plus 130 and he was still dominating, and now that shit ain't working anymore. So he actually got like actual rune requirements compared to before, I would say.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. It's mainly China day one. They were spamming double Starks all over the place. But I would say today was still a lot of Starks, but they weren't really respected on the stack
fire
prevent.
ones.
I don't know, man.
But yeah, what do you think about those picks? Because like we had Savannahs in China Day 2, and we had Fire Starks. I've only seen one actual Fire Stark win, and the others were just like, I have no clue what's going on.
Brother, we had Savannah first picks that got banned. I can't. Like I watched that and I was like, that has to be comedy. Like these guys were not like, they were not cooking. They were like predicting 10 balance patches into the future and playing what is getting buffed or changed back in that time. And they were like, oh yeah, Savannah might be the most broken unit 2029. But I play it right now. I don't know. I watched it. It was wild.
Okay, and then the question to Troll Glorious. Which was worse, the Savannah first pick or the Glorious Barbara picks?
I mean, the Savannah's won, no?
Some of them. I thought my comment was bad.
I mean, Barbara also got one win at least, if I remember correctly.
True. Well, I definitely did see the vision for both of them, because in the end, Savannah is a pretty good unit. It's just like, oh wait, there's a Leo. Oh wait, there's too many Megumis and other units that can just mess you up.
Yeah, I mean, thing is, I think Savannah is really strong, but I think she should be your second, like, AoE option, like later in the draft, not something you would first pick usually.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that one, yeah.
Because she is actually like really strong. Like her skill 3 is super loaded.
Yep.
And she has like the beast and everything. It's pretty good.
Very good base stats.
Yeah, her base stats are like insane, because 108 base speed, well, how easy do you want it to tune things?
Aki Awakening now as well.
Yep. Would you rather have crit awakening on her or accuracy awakening? Because you kind of want to, as a CC unit, you want to max out the accuracy, but now you cannot really go for an accuracy 6 on it.
I kind of prefer accuracy awakening on her.
I think so too.
I feel like she doesn't need to be crit damage unit, so I don't think she needs crit rate awakening as much, right? You can play her like multiple ways, and her activation conditions on the S3. Some people, I can see them running her on a tech build, like high attack build without crit rate or crit damage even.
Yeah, that's
Speed,
fair.
attack, and then just go additionals.
Yeah, fair. Well, her condition for the S3 on attack is not that hard, right? You just need more attack than enemy defense, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty chill to get.
Yeah, that
I
shouldn't be.
still like crit rate on her though, because it's like so much better when you're in the human form and everything.
Yeah, it's also
Scales pretty hard.
Yeah, the human form speed scaling is that part is actually buffed, and that part hits very hard.
Yeah.
Is there any other units that you have seen from other surface regions that is like, yo, this kind of pointed out of being either good or weird or bad or anything in between?
I mean, for me- Oh,
I saw the light freedom and she did nothing. I got very sad when I saw that.
I mean, for me, it was mainly the like water Gojo being like really first picked and stuff as well.
True.
I wasn't really expecting that.
Yeah, actually, the day one player that got in right away and he actually sent Kanjing to the loser's side of the bracket. He was first picking that with a Nyx. And then into Cardinals and things. I'm like, is this supposed to work or is this supposed to be weird? I don't even know.
Yeah, what does the Nyx even do for him?
Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that can also be like a strat though, like where you like throw your opponent off.
Yeah.
As well. Like I was kind of hoping that I would do that to Neff when I was like randomly pulling out Ganya Thor and like Water Twin and everything, you know, that you don't really see nowadays. Didn't work out though. But I feel like that could like put some like stress on the other player if you don't really feel used playing versus it with the current box and everything.
Yeah, that could definitely be a thing, yeah. It's always kind of hard to say what kind of playstyle works, especially with the stack pre-ban where you could have multiple playstyles ruined up in one box, if you have enough rune quality though. But
yeah.
What would you say is harder hit right now for the stack pre-ban? People who are very one-trick pony or people who have pretty much no LDs?
I would say the ones who are one-trick pony are still hit harder.
I feel like the ones that are one-trick pony, I can't play tourney in general. Like, it's basically horrible to play that because everybody knows what you're doing and just hard counters you, right? I had that 2024 when I one-tricked Secret for the first week until I went to loser bracket and was like, okay, time to play actual units. So, I don't know, one-trick ponies I feel like there is a diverse enough meta to, if you have the rune quality, you can run up more than enough non-LDs right now. It's just getting harder when your enemy is that smart that he also picks your meta units that you have prepped after your other stuff got banned, basically, right?
I do agree, but not that these are full one-trickers, but Tech and Renka both played with like a considerably smaller box and also in tournaments. And Renka is still in, and Tech also, I was pretty impressed with how he played, even while he played like only his secret Lima stuff. He made it still
didn't feel
work.
that small against me, I would say. Like, he had like the Eresion, the Payana, the Water Aragon. He had like a lot of stuff prepped, I would say.
He had a lot of stuff prepped, but it was all surrounding his own playstyle, his own one trick, so to say. Like, it wasn't.
For me, one trick is spam the same 5 units every game, not like have like a 25 unit box that you're playing around and just swapping around. If that defines one trick, then it's different, of course. Yeah, that's.
Well, I would say like if your normal draft is about 10 units, that feels kind of one trick already. Like, sure, like That's sometimes the thing I get as question on either Twitch or YouTube is like, oh, give me 5 units to play RTA with. I'm like, that's not how RTA with. You can do Arena with that. Sure, you can do Siege with that, but you always have the odds of your enemy at least stealing 1 or 2 units, and you have to have some answer. So I would say one trick is up about like 10, maybe 15 units, the same all the ways.
Yeah, okay, now then it's pretty impossible.
Yep.
And thing is, I
Well-
would say like, sure, having LDs is always good as well, but I feel like LDs are usually not the limiting factor. Like if you have 0 LDs, you would still put the runes on other elementals. I feel like runes are almost always the
Yes.
limiting factor,
Yep.
for me at least.
And the more LDs you have, the more runes you have to place.
Yeah, exactly. So then there's probably like elemental units that you can't rune up anymore, and vice versa.
Yep. Yeah, I would definitely say, like, I expected rank up because I think for looking at smallest LD box that we had in the European qualifiers, rank up was probably the smallest on that. But he performed very well. And he actually made it all the way through. And I don't think we will be doing bad at all during the cup itself. Like, first match, don't remember who he's playing against. None of you 3
Thanks.
guys, right?
It's Pafix, I think.
Rough matchup, but then again, he did manage to beat Rexus before, which is actually a similar kind of rune quality, LD depth kind of player. So that's definitely one of those things I was actually quite surprised about. But it did also showcase that there's enough elemental units in the meta right now to go for Annavels, go for Shihos, go for Olivers, go for Okeanos. There's so many good units right now. The only thing is that I would say some players had a better understanding of like, okay, what is a core unit rather than what's a niche unit? Because banning out niche units versus banning out core units on pre-ban, what do you guys think about that?
So basically, niche units are like certain LD5s compared
I would
to.
say 4 and 5 picks hard counters. So then we're talking, let's say, it's kind of an extreme example. Let's say you pre-ban a Douglas because it beat you last game, or you pre-ban the light Fern. I would say that's more of a niche than a spammable pick. Or I would even say the
that's the
light
one thing-
unicorn is more of a niche pick in 4 and 5 rather than something that's spammed all the time.
I was
So-
spamming it all the time.
Yes, exactly. That unit counters so many playstyles. It's light fun as well, right? So I feel like I would not call that a niche pick because you actually have to draft around it so you don't have to ban it, right? And to make it easier to yourself, it's always a good choice to stack ban it. But I feel like the best choice is always to be like, okay, this guy is super reliant on playing this unit every game. Like, this should be what I take out first. But let's say you lost game 1 where there was no stack ban. You lose game 2 where you take out the core issue you see from your opponent. Then it's time to be like, okay, I have to look in. I'm 1 loss away. So I have to take away the unit that even if it's a niche pick, that I lost twice against, right? I think against Obabo, I stack banned the Bella in game 3, and I'll be honest, I was super happy about that because that unit, nightmare. That was a nightmare, dude. 1 proc and my unit was gone. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, your tanky Gianna gone in 1 hit. Nice.
Yeah, so I was like, even if this is a niche pick, right? I don't count this as a like core pick always, because this unit sucks against certain playstyles when it gets outsped. I still banned that over the Dark Zeni in that situation because it just was super scary for me. So I feel like at the end of the day, you have to go for a reactive pick. So like if you're when I was in game 4 against Tech where I turned it around to 2-1, I could have went for something else, but I was like, he's played Josephine 3 games in a row. It is a niche pick because it's just an answer to my Chiho, right? He could have also just stack banned or picked Chiho himself. So I was like, I'm going to take that out because I feel confident in the next game. But if I was 1-2 behind, I would have probably stack banned a different unit. That's what I mean.
Kind of a mental pre-ban as well to reset your mentality a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's really hard to like decide on most of your stack bans beforehand because obviously the other person is also preparing, so you kind of have to like adapt a little bit as well. Otherwise, it can get really weird as well.
Fair, true. I would also say, how do you guys feel about not necessarily banning a unit, but banning certain sets? I think it was with the SamBSepp against Pinkroyd. When you played Pinkroyd, you were removing all of his Speed Awakening units. First you removed the Shio, then you removed the Etna, and then you removed his Sonya. Was that like really targeting his Swift or just like a playstyle enabler?
Yes, one more thing that I think is a strategy with this pre-ban is just look at like the websites and look at all the matches they played against certain playstyles. And I just noticed that, well, last year I tried to Bruiser match with Pinky. That didn't work out. So this year I thought, hey, I will just try to cleave him and stack ban all of his Swift units, all of his Swift answers to Swift units that he likes to play against, like the Crack, like Triton, like Asher. So I prepped all those kind of units, and I deruned my Shiho, I deruned Ethna, and tried to beat him that way. So
That's
it was
some good info.
fully,
Yeah,
it
I
was
gonna
fully.
say, don't get too much
Wait,
info because
taking notes. Keep talking.
that's
All
for the
good.
viewers out there right now. We actually have 2 players playing in the first round because Obabo and SamBSepp will be in the first round. Nev, who was your opponent again?
I'm taking notes for Pinky right now. I'm like, keep talking, Sam.
Fair. How are you feeling about the brackets, actually? Talking about that point.
I'll be
Honestly-
honest, looking back, I am actually happy I lost to Obao because I'm good friends with Sam. He was my +1 2024. And that was been kind of sad, man. First time Europe Cup, and then we faced first round. So I'm honestly fine with however it turned out. So yeah, I like it.
Nev, how
Yeah,
happy
I
are
agree.
you that you're playing Pinkroyd again?
Who the hell comes up with playing him again? I have never played that guy, ever. Like, outside of Litter, of course. Like, I know Ismo played him like 15 years in a row, right? Like, twice in finals. Like, he beat him 2024. I think he beat him some prelims as well. And then I hear, like, in the interview, oh, Never is going to fight Pinkroyd. And I'm like, me? When? How? Like, the
Yeah,
hell? So, yeah, no.
I heard that as well. I was like, did they play before? I'm not 100% sure. And then you were like, yo, I never played him. I was like, okay, so I want to give that a bit of a shout out just for once.
That was a wild comment for sure. Got me off guard.
Yep. Well, for them, it's also like they have to say something about the matchup, and then it's like, oh, what's there to say about this player? Ah, it's just random notes.
Both played a couple of times in SWC. Surely they've met.
Well, that's also a thing. Like Obabo and me, we've never met in SWC, but we've played in the same cup like 4 or 5 times, like
Yeah.
prelims and everything. Even like 6 times, I would say. Yeah, 6 times because you were also in 2018, right?
I wasn't in 2018. I think 2019 was my first.
But did you play the
First year.
prelims though in 18?
I think I might have. Was it like the one with like a bunch of players, like 200?
Yeah, we had like 128 Fiesta. That was
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely terrible. That it took
Yeah,
like
that
6
was-
hours.
Yeah, I think we might have played in like some weird like ESL tournaments and stuff though. But that's like the only time.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we also played like at some point like invited by Zombie, and I got like hella like 3-0 destroyed by you or something at that time. My comp at
yeah,
that moment
yeah.
was not working out.
Did I ever fight you before in prelims, Obabo?
I don't think so.
I
Pretty
think
sure
I
this
never
was
fought
the
you, right?
first
I think
time,
it was the
yeah.
first time, yeah.
Yeah, funny how that is where all of the players here, or at least most of the players here, like been playing that many years of SWC, but they never actually get to meet one another on the battlefield.
Yeah, I mean that's because I was losing so much, right? Then you don't get to face that many
I
people.
thought I fought you
Keep doing that.
2024, but I'm not sure.
Keep doing that. Oh man.
It will be hard, but I will try.
Oh, no, I didn't.
What was the biggest upset or surprise for you guys in European Cup so far?
I think Renka Rexus.
Yeah, I can totally see that one.
Glory Cyber Ninja.
Oh yeah, that one for sure.
That's true.
Yeah, that's the
That is
biggest,
true.
Especially
yeah.
your comments, Sam. Sam was in my DMs and was like, "Why is Glory losing? I did prep for Cyber Opa." That was so funny.
Yes,
That was
I
peak.
completely prepped for Glory.
I also completely prepped for one fall. I was like, "What the hell is happening here?" I was like, "Oh shit."
Oh man, yeah, Gloria still deserves a guild kick for that one. That's true. Like I told him in Discord before of the guilds, like, "Yo, you better be winning." He's like, "No, I'm losing for sure." I'm like, "Bro, if you're losing against this guy that's currently on P2 rank, you're getting a guild kick." He was laughing. He lost. God damn it, Glory.
For Glory.
Yep.
Now guildless.
No, he's still in the guild. I have nothing to say in the guild, so it's fine. He's saved.
But other than that, was there any other crazy matches? I mean, the Ismo Raxus one was also crazy, but that wasn't really like an upset or anything. It could have gone either way.
Yeah, I
Damn,
think
that
was...
Lila proc though. Oh, it was.
Well, the Rex's Ismo match was very interesting because at first Rex's units were crazy inting, not a single Savannah S2 landed, not a single Shiho S3 landed, and
The
then
pony.
at some point, like halfway in the match, it's flipped and Rex's got all the RNG. So it was like that was a really crazy one for flip.
I
of
think
RNG.
the last fight, especially with the like Pontos and the Leila Megumi, like that one was so funny because there was so many like off plays on both sides, which like swung the game like instantly, like 5 different times.
True.
Which was
Yeah, the greed plays at some points there they
Yeah,
were like actually insane.
That's
But
true.
I gotta say, sorry, I gotta say this to you, especially the light pony in game 1 was the most insane unit I've ever seen. That unit denied everything from Rex side. It like the Zeni didn't nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing landed. That was
that one was
that was insane.
crazy.
True.
That was like the most one-sided RNG
true.
game I've seen, I think.
Yeah, that's
That one was wild.
he did not have had a single opportunity to do anything, but it was also very Oliver carry landing everything.
Yeah.
Because the Oliver denied all the turns. When he finally had a turn, there was the pony in there. Who was having a match where there were like 1 or 2, I'm not sure if it was European prelims or one of the others. There was one match that was so crazy close, there was like legit 2 units on like 1 HP.
Oh, I think I know which one you were talking about, but I think it was probably in the
Oh,
I think
Chinese
it was day
one?
3. No, I think it was day 3
day
from
3?
us. I think
I
I was
had
cast
a
on that
match
one.
against Renka was Jaeger, Nessa, and I brought Shiho back at the last moment where I was like super close. But I think the match you are talking about is probably Sam against Pinky, where he killed 2 units turn 1, and then the 10 HP Okeanos just single-handedly went like, hold my beer, and just full on.
Yeah, that one
Yeah,
was
that was
super
also
over
super clutch. But I think there was one where there was like a Shiho that was 1 HP, and then there was some other unit that was 1 HP.
Yeah, I
I can't
think there
remember
was like
exactly which
a
match
1
it was,
HP invisibility Shiho plus another unit on like legit 1 HP. And then he took another hit and he was still on 1 HP. I'm like, yo, what's happening?
though.
Secret Monkey versus Gojo. I think that was the one, yeah. That could definitely be the one.
That was
And then from Smokes, yeah, that could be true. Could be true, yeah.
Yeah, from Smokes. I think that was the
Was that then
the one,
Smokes Renka? I guess so, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that one was
I didn't
super
watch
close
that
as well.
one yet.
That one legit came down to like flat HP grinds on
How
Legendary.
about Renka, like which Gojo would Renka use in that case?
Your favorite.
The water. Of
The
course.
water one? Did he
Your
use that?
absolute favorite. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was that one, yeah. Because it was a Water
Yeah,
Gojo.
probably. Nice. So I guess Water Gojo is already infiltrating
Yep.
Europe.
Well, I've seen Pinkroyd. That was one of the stacked pre-ban tournaments we did with Lucky Madman. And Pinkroyd was going for a vampire
Yeah, the vampire.
Water Gojo.
Yeah, I think
Which-
Rax has also used it in the past. So I mean, obviously a lot of people use it, but I haven't seen it like that highly prioritized. Really,
True.
I
as it
saw
was in the
I
China
saw one
one.
time a Despair Gold Water Gojo, and I was like, who the fuck runs that unit? And then he quad stunned in like a tournament like 2
Yeah.
times, and it was actually peak. I don't know, man.
But that's also with some of those units, like, you claim them not that good, but then they RNG crazy hard. It's like, this is the best unit in game. How do you feel for Bella? Because I kind of feel Bella kind of on the same edge as well, where I feel like if she procs, she's crazy good, but if she doesn't proc, she feels like half the value already.
I feel like she's still quite good even without procking. Like obviously, like procking is insane because you do like almost 40,000 damage to a unit. So it's kind of like old Dominic. But I think even okay, maybe like 40k is a bit much, but 35k usually. Because I think my S2 into S1 usually does around 20 to 22k, like no defense break or anything. So it's like really strong. I don't think it's bad at all.
Yeah, that's pretty
Bella
nice.
when she procs is the best unit in the game, I tell you. I was like, but I'll be honest, like you guys as Bella owners, everybody like that I talked to said she got nerfed on the S4.
She did.
How does she
I still
rotate back
stand by
into the
that.
game when she gets nerfed? That is the insane part because
Yeah.
that unit was like gone. Like nobody used that unit for like a year or at the field like a year, right? And then she comes back after getting nerfed. So basically, she's worse than she was before, but people start using her again. That is the weirdest shit. Like that makes no sense. And I was like, okay, it can't get any worse. And then I saw Malignant's Bella, and it was like plus 2 point something K attack, and I was like, holy, that is insane. Like there are tech builds now outside because I was like 100% sure everybody plays on like plus 35k HP or something like that, right? Super tanky. Because you get the crit rate for the 4 skill, and then somebody plays on like a super heavy attack build, and that's like giga damage, right?
Yeah, I think that's really bad. Because like it's even worse to go for a high attack build now, because then you're like so squishy that you're not gonna last until your skill 4 is actually usable.
Yep.
So it's like really difficult. I just think it's because how the like meta evolved, and especially now when people like go heavy bruiser, she makes a lot more sense. I mean, depends a lot on the matchups. I wasn't like using it at all against Cyber Ninja, for example, when he was playing, like trying to play full AoE and stuff. It's not really as pickable. So it depends a lot on the match, I would say.
Yeah, that
Meta
definitely makes a lot
does
of
feel
sense.
more single target focused right now.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yep. Would you therefore also maybe see a Dominic make a comeback? We've seen Smokes try with a Benedict. Also, someone just mentioned it was the Smokes match against Unmax Fatigue with the Light Gojo, Water Monkey versus the Dark Nezuko, which was super close.
Yeah.
But what would you guys say about a Dominic making a comeback, kind of similar to what a Bella is doing right now?
I don't think so.
It's possible, but I would say it's so much worse that it's like hard to justify him. I would rather see like I think that's why Water Gojo would be picked right now. Like that's a similar reason as Bella kind of coming back, I would say. Like it's just a additional damage unit, bruiser.
I feel like to make that work, Dominic either needs like a strip on the second skill, because there's like a million units that self-buff, be it threat state, be it defense buff or anything, right? So without a strip, that single target unit does not enough, I would say.
Yeah, that's definitely fair.
I also feel like S1 of a stacked Stark just does more single target damage than Dominic. And is tankier as well.
Yep, that's very true. And gets a attack bar for no reason. Yeah, that's very true, yeah. Any units you guys would like to see from normal elementals get back into the meta?
Check.
I actually did quite enjoy the Dominic meta. It was also the last tournament that I played was based on the Dominic meta, at least for pre-bands. Or no, wait, the prelims. Prelims was, I was using a lot of Dominic back then.
Chandra Sagar. Oh, I love that meta.
Chandra Sagar, actually, low-key from all of the metas we had in the last 5 years, Chandra Sagar was most favorable for me as well.
I've actually been starting to play Chandra again today. He feels pretty decent.
Yeah, Chandra was never nerfed, right?
Wasn't no. I think he even got like buffed with the base speed at some point, even when he was like decent already.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the cigar, there were actually a few people drafting cigars in Europe. I think it was only in Europe. I'm not sure if it was also in Korea, but I cannot assume it was in Korea because they only play bruisers. In China, I also did not really see it, but we have seen some Starks. I think not Starks, Cigars, which was, I think, Glorious and maybe Rexus was playing it. Not sure if Rexus was, but Glorious for sure.
And
I feel
Sappy-
like the
Sappy.
cooldown on that skill 3 is just so stupidly long.
It is.
It is, but I feel like it's
Yeah.
also such a strong skill 3. Like, I don't know how they can...
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's too short if it's 4 turn as well. Because it's like so... And Cigar got better base speed and stuff, so now his like base stats are really good as well. I feel like it's not bad.
Yeah, let's get the S2 for 2-turn defense break, which is not that bad.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that's too big of a buff, though. I don't even think that impacts the win rate very much, but I guess it's like sometimes it can be clutch.
Yep. Yeah, sometimes it's nice. Well, the thing is with the 2-turn defense break instead of a 1-turn defense break, if the enemy is at like 99% attack bar, it still has defense break for 101% attack bar instead of just 1.
Yeah, that's true.
And I
Right,
do
someone's
think it's a
mentioning-
bigger buff for Cigar specifically because he also has the S3 that provokes. So
Yeah.
if he, you should actually put him more towards violent, even though I don't think he's worth a violent set right now. But a violent proc can be like really devastating on him right now.
Yeah. I had the same thing with the Fire Stark. I'm like, why are you guys throwing 190 to 200 Fire sets on this unit? And then it's picked like once or twice in a match. That's also like crazy work.
Why do you even play that unit?
It's a good siege unit, but that's about it.
Great.
Wait, someone's mentioning that in Korea they played Pheromos with Theomars. Is that actually a thing? Never heard of that one.
Did they?
I have no clue.
I
I
can
actually did not
remember-
watch the Korean one because it was just before we started the cast, so I was in rehearsals.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I watched some of it, but I can't remember. But maybe there was some. I know there's been some people playing Theomars, but there's only been like one-off people here and there.
yeah, exactly. It was very heavy on the Angela. That's very true. They definitely do like
Yeah.
the Bruiser. But I think for Korea, you definitely notice it. Whatever Skid plays, the rest of, or like half of the rest of the Korea also plays. And you have kind of the similar thing with China, where if Les plays a certain play style, a lot of people copy that too.
I mean, China this year was all over the place.
True. That is fairly true. Yeah. Well, I got the question a few times during the viewer party of China, but let's see if you guys agree or not. How would you guys feel like European top 16 stacked against Europe, or the top 16 of Americas, or top 16 of China, or top 8 compared to like any Korea, Japan, Asia, others? How do you guys feel like Europe does on that one?
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like whenever I see a preliminaries, right? Every region outside of EU has lower finishes inside, because EU is so contested. But then again, the other regions also, especially like China, as we saw, right? They cook way more weird stuff, you could say. But they also have like the most stacked accounts I've seen. Like there were guys today that played in the first game. He was like a secret Gianna, whatever, and I was like, oh, I couldn't copy that. And then the next game he pulls out Laura Aragon. Game after he pulls out TL, and the next insane LD, and then he randomly pulls another. I was like, okay, never mind, I take it back. So I feel like if you go for the full number of the players, I think EU is really strong contest-wise. But if you look at World Finals, there are some accounts and players from Asia regions or NA regions even that just dominate, right? Like that are super strong.
Yep.
So I feel like in the bulk look, I think we are super strong in my opinion, because we also like super try hard as a region. But in the account look, it's like I feel like we are not the strongest region. If you look at single accounts.
I do agree, and it's also a little bit biased from my side because I'm also European and I fight more of the European players and I watch more of the European matches, especially now that I'm also in SWC. But going back to the bracket right now, that's coming in European Cup, I was looking at the names and I was obviously not very happy when I saw that I had to fight Obabo round 1. But then I looked at the other names and I was like, yeah, but who do I want then? There's like no real good name left at the moment that I would like to fight. So it's like, yeah, I obviously I rather not fight Neff the most, but after that it's like all.
But Neff was always like Neff. You would never be able to fight the first round, I guess.
Yep.
Because of
Because I gave
We were in
Obabo the
the
win.
same box, right?
exactly.
It's basically winner bracket against loser bracket, which is sometimes helpful. It's also helpful when it comes to qualifying for prelims itself, because people that qualified from the same season can't play against each other first round. So I'm pretty sure I told you to qualify in the first season this year. You slacker, Sam.
Right.
But I'll be honest, I think every matchup, like every person you could have pulled from winner bracket is insane strong.
Yes.
Yeah,
Be
very true.
it the account, be it the LDs, be it the runes, or be it the brain. Like I think all four of these players have different kind of strengths, right? Then you have Puffy, who's like insanely fast on Vio Will, or like on his box tuned. You have Obabo, that is like the more aggressive playstyle that also brings in some insane cooks nobody did this time in prelims. Then you have Pinky, who can just win with any unity picks. I don't know. It's like magic. Obabo knows that from last year as well, I think. So it's like, and Sapin also is like, he brings in new options. I like that. So I feel like that's what I feel like that is really cool, that everybody's like diverse and nobody's like you don't have like copy 1, copy 2, copy 3, copy 4, but you have like 4 standalone players that are completely different in the way of approaching it. And so it's really cool.
I think that's also a bit the charm of the game, where I've noticed that with playing a bit of other games, and it's very common in those games, everyone has everything. So everyone is kind of going for the same playstyle because the top end does that. And we, of course, are also looking around on those sites or in replays, or kind of looking, it's like, as you mentioned, like, oh, I could also play that. That's always the idea that a lot of people have when they see a few copies of LDs next to one another that you do also have. But in Summoners War, it's always different. Like, sure, you might have a Gianna, but you don't have the Jianhong. Or sure, you might have this, but you don't have that. And also then the rune quality, what kind of artifacts do you have? I definitely do think that gives this unique charm to this game. And also gives the reason why we, I guess, have the longest running esports thing for a gacha game.
I feel like, so for me, for example, if I take last year in consideration, like, let's just take World Finals, for example, right? There were like 2 charms that I liked a lot. One was obviously less cooking a different team every round, which like he picked the light Frankenstein in one game, and it was like insanely well, right? So like you don't need the best LE5 or the best meta units to perform. And then there was like Guts against Kilian Bao, where everybody was like, okay, guys, he's playing against the guy with 120 LE5s that just got world champion last year. And Guts just like big brained with like revenge units, with like insane tech picks, right? So to get the win. So like that just shows a lot, especially if you're like a player yourself and you're not like dropping the amount of money other people drop into the game, right? And you can still win.
Yep.
I like that.
Definitely. Any other things SWC related you guys would like to bring in, discuss, give comments on?
Well, I gotta give props to Obabo, because after he railed me day 2, I was like in his DMs asking for like specific units, like, and he instantly showed them to me. He was like, "Yeah, sure, yeah, feel free to copy. That's what I used and stuff like that." That's, for me personally, that felt like insanely cool, because even though you just lost against that person, you're still friends at the end of the day, right? And that is like the mindset I like, because let's be fair, he could have just played me first game of EU Cup, right? Which also could have happened, and he was still like, I don't give a shit. I like, obviously I help you if you have a question, and I wish you good luck before the games and stuff like that. So for me, that is like seeing the sportsmanship of the of the whole region, because it's not like you're complete strangers. We visited like multiple times at this point, the Ring Cups or Tour of Europe, and that just shows.
Obabo in chat.
I will send you a text later, Obabo. Let me show this.
Yeah.
Let me
No
see these
worries.
rooms.
Just need a little bit of info right there.
Oh Lord.
No, that's cool. But that's also one of those things, also for the events, also for the people here in chat watching right now. If you've never been to an event and you're relatively close to Hamburg, or you actually want to make your way to Hamburg, do check out the tickets. I already checked out the venue, because you can go to the site of the venue. Nev, do you remember when we were on the train station in Hamburg for the Huawei event?
Yes, of course.
It was right across the street from there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we literally had, like, the taxi we took, like, went past the building where we're staying. Venue is not crazy big. Like I did say on the website, it has like 200 seats or something. So the amount of tickets will not be as much as we had in Paris last year, or also in Berlin the year before. So definitely for the viewers out there, do check when to get the tickets and those kind of things.
Is it this Friday or next Friday? I know it's 6 p.m. on a Friday where the tickets go live.
It's
Is it this one?
Yeah, it's the upcoming Friday.
Okay.
It's on the 21st, I think. Yeah.
Yes. I like that a lot, that it was like mentioned that early when the tickets go live, because I think that was the first time ever, right?
It was the first time we actually mentioned it
pre-launch.
during the cast, and it makes most amount of sense to mention it during the cast, because then people are invested in it.
Yes. I like that a lot. I hope, and I know Hamburg is not as hot as other regions in Germany, so for me that is already a W, because I'm sweating quite easily. So I basically can't lose anymore, right? But I think it's like it's an interesting region, you could say, that they chose, because I would have seen, like, obviously Berlin is like the most common one, right? But I would have seen something more like in Cologne or Düsseldorf this year compared to Hamburg. But I only have good memories so far from it.
Yeah, I would say that, in my opinion, going to the south of Germany would make sense as well. If you go to Munich, it's relatively easy for the French people to go to Munich, whereas for the French people to go to Hamburg or Berlin is kind of on the points, like, you probably have to fly, and train would take you half a day.
Yeah, I think the Thales is also not. I don't know if it's connected to Hamburg. I know it's connected to Cologne. Like, there's a starting point from Cologne to Paris. I don't know if it's the same with Hamburg. So that was why I was like would have guessed Cologne first.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting that as well, but I actually do not know the reason that they went for Hamburg, because this is the first time in 10 editions that they went out of the cycle of Paris-Berlin, because they have been doing Paris-Berlin for 9 editions, and this is the first time something else. But yeah, it's not bad to switch things up. Someone's mentioning Amsterdam/Utrecht Cup. Well, they hate the Netherlands because we had a no-show rated during Tour of Europe 3 years in a row. So they hate us since. Ain't gonna happen.
Okay, guys, we are cooking, right? Maybe they choose Hamburg this year because next year World Finals is in Berlin. Maybe that is the way.
I think next year World Finals probably goes to Americas, and then probably South America. I actually was kind of expecting South America this year.
No, this is the 10th edition. They have to do it in the hometown.
Yes.
10th edition they have to do. But next time is the 10th anniversary, though. Because they actually very specifically mentioned it to us. Do not say 10th anniversary, because it's not. So do not mention it. I'm like, okay, we won't. So therefore it's always 10th edition.
That's interesting. That's really interesting. I'm super hyped for Soldo. If I want to be honest, like, I know Isma was there. It was 2022, 2022, and he like I don't know. All I heard was, it's insane. It was so good. It was insane. My friend snored the whole time, but it was insane. I was like, for real? Oh, that sounds.
Oh yeah, true. He brought Doubt there, right?
Yes. I remember.
Yeah. Him, Pinkroyd, Raxas, and Crystal Shizzle went a few weeks earlier, and Obabo, me, and a whole bunch of others stayed like a bunch of weeks later. Raigeki, also in chat, was also there for a bunch of that time. It was a great time right there in Korea.
Yeah.
So if you're going, definitely stay longer. That's definitely a recommendation I can make.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, I think that wraps it up for now. Also, for this time around, Neff, you cannot bring SamBSepp as +1, so you have to choose a different one. Or you can ask Ismo. That's always
brother. It's the most obvious choice
Yep.
I'm bringing. Like,
yeah, fair take.
I was like saying, Ismo, you want to come? He was like, you want to take me? I was like, yeah, fuck, of course I will. What the hell are you talking about?
Nice,
over
good
here.
stuff, good stuff.
Are you bringing X Obabo?
Oh, that's the real question, though.
I mean, hopefully Axe comes anyways. I would imagine he does, but I have a different person as my +1. You guys will have to see who it is.
Ooh,
No leaks? Damn.
Someone
No
in-
leaks.
Do we
someone that
know him
from
or
the
her?
game? Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, ain't no way you're bringing Taki, man. You better bring
No,
Taki.
I'm not.
Ah, that would be insane, though.
Wait, but we already know the person you're bringing?
Yeah.
Can I make a second guess?
Yeah,
Roasted.
do it. I'm bringing Roasted.
Yes, sir, my boy.
+1.
Wait, we are allowed to bring well, actually, it's not. Probably Rosa is living closer than
Dude,
you are.
I think it's cheaper
Yeah.
to bring Roasted than to bring
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
for
fine.
sure it is.
Obabo, that is the biggest mistake you can do. I tell you.
No.
You know,
You're gonna get no sleep.
Rosid without his wife is the most unhinged person on earth.
Dude, Roasted is a
you're-
former EU Cup champion.
Yes, and
been
he's
to
staying
Worlds like
3
2
nights
times.
with you. You can't sleep a single night. You know that now. Sam, GG on the win. I'm proud of you. You don't even need to prep anymore. It's over. Obabo's gonna go on stage. We're gonna be like, okay, let's go.
Well, SamBSepp, who are you bringing? Because we haven't asked that question yet.
Probably my brother.
Okay, cool.
Ooh.
That one probably lets you sleep, so that one is fine.
Yes, like many years ago, he brought me into this game. He started it, so I was
Okay.
like, this is a nice full cycle. And
Oh, that's
his
dope.
birthday is at the 29th, so it's also
Ooh,
a
that's
nice
cool.
little gift.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be super
Wait,
cool.
did you already get the flight ticket? Are you flying there or you're going by train?
I'm thinking of going to by train.
Okay, because I'm flying, then we probably would have same flight, but... The
I
thing
mean,
is
the
with
flight,
trains, the only
it's-
recommendation I can give, don't take the train because they're always delayed. That's the only issue with that.
Yes, for sure. But if you take like one, like without any transits or anything, then the train is pretty chill, and it only takes like 3 or 4 hours. While with flight, it's like 1.5 hours, and then you have to be at the airport for like
Yep.
1 hour before whatsoever. And yeah, I prefer the train.
No, fair take. I took the train 2 times. I prefer flying right now. So maybe
Fair enough.
let's see if you have the same feeling after.
I have the most insane train story of all time. Like Ismo is at the I think it was 2024, where Ismo told me I'm never taking a train in my life again. I remember like every time we had like delayed and stuff like that, right? And he was like, if we delay one more time, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. So we take the train back, have zero delay, and my final exit is 1 station before his. Like only one station, right? So I live between the 2 stations. Like I exit the station, I take another train to the middle station, and then I'm home. And he has to go a bit further. So I take that station. We are on time. I take the next train half an hour later. That drives 5 minutes to my station. I go there, and Ismo is in the train on that station on hold. And he was on hold there for like over an hour. Like, it was like, I'm never taking a train in my whole ever again. That was so freaking hilarious. I don't know. That was peak.
Damn, that's pretty bad. Well, I do remember which event was that? No, actually, I took a flight over there, but people from the Come to Us EU team had to take a standing train from Berlin to Vienna. But that was because of the CrowdStrike thing, whatever it was, like way back where everything was kind of messed up. And I think I took a train to... Did I take a train to Hamburg last time with the event? Yeah, we actually met at the train station of Hamburg last time, so I took the train that time, yeah. Which was also delayed. Deutsche Bahn experience.
I do also remember when we went to Tokyo in 2024. We were meeting. Yeah, we went to Frankfurt to meet up there because we took the same flight there. I took the train to Frankfurt, but I had like a couple of transits because it was way cheaper that way. and it's supposed to be like 2 hours maybe, and I did 12 hours over it because everything just got delayed. All the trains stopped. At some
Are you
point,
sure
I was
you
just
want to take a train again?
yes, because now I'm just going like without any transits, just one train, and it's
Trust me,
fixed.
Deutsche Bahn can make that experience a little bit
Yeah, yeah.
longer. They can handle that one for you.
It's called Etappenverspätung. Like if you miss like one station by 2 minutes, the next station is 20 minutes. The one after is 2 hours. It's insane.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I do also remember this story at some point where they just stop at the border from the Netherlands to Germany or the other way around because we don't have people working right now. Like, I don't care. Get this train going on time. I don't care if you have people. No, it's like shift of like people working to the other country, and then suddenly it's like, nope.
Maybe I will consider the
Just trying to make
I
it
have
so.
final-
Do as you please, though. But just keep in mind that trains can be kind of messed up. Whereas planes are relatively on time mostly.
I have a final question to Obabo, by the way, that I'm actually interested on. Did you play the prelims on your walking pad?
I didn't.
Damn.
I was locked in.
I wanted to ask the next question if you're playing EU Cup on walking pad too, but nah.
No.
I'm pretty sure EU team would not be happy with dragging a walking pad on stage, but it would be hella dope though.
Yeah, somebody has to get his steps in, no?
That's true.
Backstage, he has a walking pad.
in between
You
matches,
see,
just
like,
walking.
If backstage has like a room where you can walk in circles, you just see Obama go in circles all day. Oh man, good stuff, good stuff. I think that's about it for this podcast. Thanks a lot for being here, guys. If you have any final words, please shout them out. Otherwise, I definitely want to thank you guys, and we'll be seeing you for sure on the 26th of September.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stream before.
Good luck,
again.
guys.
Good luck, and thank you for having me.
Good
No
luck.
problem.
How do I be Pinkroyd again?
Pick
Well-
pick Helena.
I lost. I don't know.
Did you see him pick up a secret?
Yes, I did.
Well, good luck contesting that unit. That was very heavy contested in China today as well.
Oh god. I mean, yes, yay! I can't wait for it.
Well, thanks a lot, guys, and have a good one.
See ya.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Yep, good podcast right there. Great podcast. For the side of YouTube, I'm going to turn it off to just keep the podcast as one stream, one video. Side of Twitch, we're still going on.